you. Thank you. So when I make my tracks, I play most of this stuff on keyboard. And sometimes I forget the words to my own song, so that's why you hear me screw it up, because I don't have words down here, I just have audio files. So I play keyboard, and it's like, that's my main instrument, and they have what they call MIDI. So when you play a MIDI instrument, it actually comes up like little squares, and to me it's like playing Wordle. You know, it's like you might have in a row, where it's like all those little squares, and it'll go like that. And you might want it to go and so you just scoot that square up, you scoot that square up and go So it's really cool. You can adjust sounds with just the little boxes. So I associate it with playing things like Scrabble and stuff. It's like, oh, those boxes sound good together. So I spend most of my life in a room with headphones on, adjusting MIDIs and audio files. That's my main thing. And so that's how I get the sounds of stringed instruments and all the other stuff that you hear. The drums started out when I was in lockdown during COVID. Paul was in one of my bands. I had one band that was up to 13 people at one time. But when COVID hit, of course, everybody, all the bands broke up, and I'm sitting by myself, feeling sorry for myself in my living room, and turn around, I'm playing keyboard, and I hit my elbow on the wall that was behind me, and I went, oh, that old wood sounds really good. It sounds like the best bass drum I think I've ever heard. So here I am with, a couple of bottles of wine and a recording studio. And so I started recording all the wood in my house. I recorded every stairwell, and I started recording all my walls. And I went up to the kitchen, by then I was half a bottle in, went up the kitchen, I turned on the egg beater, and I went, oh, that sounds like percussion, that's cool. And I turned on this, and so that's how all of the percussion sounds started with here. So you'll hear pots and pans and egg beaters. I've got a couple of YouTube, I do YouTube things, so go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and all that kind of thing. But during COVID, I made a couple of how-to videos. I did an every afternoon thing during COVID about making sounds and all that kind of thing. But that started because I don't play drums. And I went, well, I can put it in those little boxes, and I can move it around. And I can layer the egg beater on top of that wall that's downstairs, and it sounds pretty darn cool. So that's what most of my tracks are when you hear it. I don't buy them out of the can, that's for sure. So I'm playing another one. That's about my lovely love life. The love life that isn't much, but it is fodder for songs. I don't know if you've ever been with somebody that really threw you under a bus, like led you on to, beautiful pastures, and then all of a sudden you're standing there, and next thing you know, it's like you're the bad guy in a situation that you didn't even know existed, So this is about betrayal in its finest form. And it's like, and we see this on a global scale too, and enablers are as much to blame as anything else. So sometimes these people that do the betraying, they got a bunch of friends around them that are covering their butts, And you're going, wow, what is this? I thought these people were my friends. So this one's called Beautiful View. And I want to thank these people for throwing me under the bus. I never thought you'd turn your back so quick. All you had to do was shake that money. She spun her web that was so tight and slick. Were you really all that naive, honey? You took my friendship to the edge of town and threw the bag into the park. Off the last train to the underground and left me naked in the dark. But it's a beautiful view from under the bus. I'm black and blue, and you were so oblivious. Yeah, you were so oblivious. You were so. Came and stood beside me. I recognized them by their shoes. Lights and sirens sent to guide me. brightly with reds and greens and blues. Smeared and tattered like the litter. You were a consummate pro, not a hack. Monkeys kept tossing out the glitter, and you still had one on your back. But it's a beautiful view from under the pines, black and blue. And you were so lascivious. You were so lascivious. You were so. About that carnage. 300 bodies, maybe more. There were no victims, only volunteers lying limp and damaged on the floor. The soul can see what the heart conceals and gets a glimpse behind the mask. It's all revealed in paradise with the consequences of the past, and it's a beautiful view from under the pines, black and blue. And you were so delirious. You were so delirious. You were so. Thank you. Yeah, 2020 hindsight is actually really clear, isn't it? It's like, right? I know. You see the whole picture. It's like the whole story is written out. You go, I should have seen those red flags. It's like, oh my God. You know, really.